Hi, everybody. Here I am live and in person on this beautiful Wednesday. A little challenged in doing this recording today because StreamYard decides to do something entirely different with the page that I work on. You know, when things are working really well, don't change it. Just leave it alone because it helps us that aren't really great with social media do better. Hi, I'm Terry Hardin, pop icon and internationally trademarked artist and speaker. I have done many things. Feel free to Google my name or check me out on Instagram. But I'm here today to talk to you about something that I thought would be really fun. I work to broadcast every Wednesday at around the same time, and that is because I'm a very busy artist and I do a lot. I have been known for Ghostbusters. In fact, I just came back from the Denver Fan Con, and it was pretty wild. And I was at the booth of the Colorado Ghostbusters, and they are an amazing group of people, amazing folks. And I was honored to be their special guest and sign autographs because I was part of the Ghostbusters team. But rather than fill your day with stuff I've already done, feel free to look at some of my other videos or simply Google my name, Terry Hardin, and it gives you tons of things, including 2 Wikipedia pages and a ton of content, or simply go to YouTube and look at the playlist. Today I thought I wanted to talk about Mandalorian and Grogu, and here's why. I've not seen it. I've not seen it. But I have a extensive Star Wars history, and I have a history with Michael Jackson, and I have a history with the Muppets. Okay, I am a Muppeteer, etc., and so on. So whenever a Muppet movie, ride, attraction, or something comes up, people write to me and want to know my opinion. Am I involved in it? So on and so forth. The Michael Jackson movie, as you may have seen it and love it, I have not seen it yet, as I'm a busy artist and I just haven't gotten to the theater. The same with Mandalorian and Grogu. People write to me and ask me my opinion. What did I think of it? What did I think of it? What did I think about it? And then they tell me what they think about it. And the overall consensus with Mandalorian and Grogu was don't bother. Okay, that's exactly what many people said. Was not interested, not happy with it, didn't have a story, looked like it was stitched together like the Frankenstein monster. These are some of the things that I was told. Okay. Now, why am I telling you this? First of all, the reason I thought I'd share this today is because I think it's very important for you and I to go and see the movie ourselves and make and form our own opinion. Because isn't it true that people are different? And when people are different, they react differently to different things. And I have to tell you that as I mentioned, I went to Denver just this last weekend to do a personal appearance and sign autographs for Ghostbusters, for Captain EO, for Dinosaurs, the TV show, Not the Mama, Not the Mama, Not the Mama. Just a plethora, but mainly the Marshmallow Man, which I built with a team of builders and also puppeteered the face with puppeteers. Puppeteers are always a team sport. Usually, one puppeteer can do something like Jim Henson does Kermit the Frog. But when it comes to Kermit the Frog riding a bicycle or Kermit the Frog performing in certain situations, sometimes it takes more than one puppeteer. In the case of Miss Piggy, always takes two. In the case of others, always takes more than one. Gonzo is someone else that can also be operated by itself, but also he can be operated with an assistant. And this happens basically. Puppeteers are a group of people who can sync together because they've trained to make a character come to life, i.e., the temple dog that Sigourney Weaver turns into. That's me in the closet and in the refrigerator. And also the Marshmallow Man, who was inside the suit, the person inside the suit. And our lead in building was the amazing Billy Bryant. He is a wonderful, exciting, lovely individual. But for all his skills, he made the Marshmallow Man walk. And then a team of puppeteers, which joyfully included yours truly, made the face do all of the facial expressions. And so there was a team of puppeteers doing that, right? So anytime something comes to someone's attention that involves characters that I have been with, fans write to me and say, "What did you think? What did you think?" Star Wars is a big part of my life. And I won't go into why, other than if you have the book Skywalking, which talks about George Lucas's life, I am on page 3. It will give you some information about how involved with Star Wars I was and how Star Wars changed my life and put me on the path of the career that I'm happy to say is mine today. But I've been a very, very busy artist. There's lots going on in my life, and I haven't had the opportunity to go to a theater, sit down, and see The Mandalorian and Grogu. So when things started coming across to me about various thoughts about why the movie was not a story, but patched together, not fun because of blah blah blah. That's all I'm saying. A lot of not a lot of no, 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 no. But then I went to Denver. And when I was in Denver, I had breakfast with some very special friends. Two of these friends are Wesley and the amazing it's gosh, I'm talking so fast and I lost my voice yesterday. So it's a little bit crazy. But Blythe and Wesley. There we go. I knew I'd get it out. Blythe and Wesley are children. They are in the, let's just say, for, the 9 to 12 range. Very wonderful, lovely, bright, sunny, sparkly kids. And they happen to be the son and the daughter of Holly and Ryan McKenzie. We had breakfast together at my hotel on a day where they had tried to come and see me at FanCon, but FanCon was such a zoo, so many crazy, wonderful characters walking around, cosplayers walking around, people walking around, coming up to the table, getting autographs, celebrating at the Colorado Ghostbusters group. I'll have to tell you that Ghostbusters amazes me every single day at how many people still really love the original film, which is what and who I was a part of. People that haven't been born during that time, they didn't even see the movie. It was shared to them with their mom or their dad, or in some cases, their grandfather and grandmother. So it just goes to show you how old I am. But it is phenomenal. And it's wonderful to see a baby carriage dressed up as the Ecto One and little kids walking up to you dressed as Ghostbusters or the Marshmallow Man. It just touches your heart. In fact, I should really show you a picture if I can get a hold of it. Here it is. Of a young lady who walked up to me and she showed me something that was obviously extremely special to her. And I'm going to pull it up right now so you can see it. Here it is. Let me just make it a little bigger. There you go. Okay, cutting to camera 4. There we are, camera 4. Woohoo! Yeah. And we're going to move me over. Hello. I'm not real good with this social media stuff, so I appreciate your patience. But this, forgive me, is a tattoo she had. And she wanted me to see it. So she walked over and she showed it to me. I mean, this is the sort of thing, forgive me, there I am, that really gets you. And let me just share with you the Ghostbusters, Colorado Ghostbusting team. Here they are. And if I zoom in tight, you can see there's the original jacket that I was awarded or given, basically, when I shot the movie in 1982 for a release in 1984. And these are them all. And look at them all dressed up. Volunteers who dress up because they love Ghostbusters so much. And this is just something that can be quite overwhelming when you're a puppeteer who spends most of her time behind the scenes, not necessarily in front of them. So this is also an example, let me show you, of the actual me at the event. Let me make that bigger for you. There you go. Now you can really see it. So there I am with my wonderful helper, and the table you can see has photos on it and various things that people can look at, buy, etc., etc. If we flip over here, you can see that I am smiling and talking to people, and over in the corner are my sculpted marshmallow men and a price sheet which comes with every personage. Here you can see the crowds even better. Uh, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. But my point is Star Wars and Mandalorian and Grogu. The thing that was great about these two lovely people and the Mackenzie family is that they told me it was a must go see. It was a fabulously fun and wonderful movie. They felt like The Mandalorian and Grogu was doing better than some of the films or some of the things they had seen Disney and the group produce in previous times. And I have to agree. There are some things that I really couldn't stand, like the Boba Fett series, where he spends most of his time in a water chamber. Okay, but not for me. And then you ask kids and they don't get it either. They don't understand why he was reduced to this. He's supposed to be this big, scary bounty hunter, and kids didn't get it. But the bottom line is Mandalorian and Grogu is for children. The children said they felt like it spoke to them, that they really enjoyed it. It wasn't talking down to them, in their opinion. It was simply written for them. So if you're an older adult or you're someone who loves the original 4, 5, and 6 from 1977 to 1980 plus, then I'm a purist. I'm not going to lie. Those are my three favorite films, and they will remain my three favorite films to the end of time. I'm not really in love with a lot of the other films, but I had to come to realize that for many, the prequels, which I will tell you I dislike immensely, were the ones that first introduced a new group of viewers to the Star Wars universe and franchise. Okay. So to them, many of them, they like them because they hadn't yet understood the ones that were seen in 77 to 81. Yeah. So for them, this was an opening, a room stretching event, possibly for them, like the original Star Wars film was for me. And I realized it's not really fair to diss their movie. If they like it, they like it, right? If it's special for them, it's special for them. For me, I know the history of Star Wars like many of you out there. I had all 12 treatments to George Lucas's books. My collection was massive. In 2007, I sold it and had stalkers trying to get at it because they knew all my Star Wars collection was truly original, hand collected by yours truly. I performed many of the I did A New Hope with my sculpted puppet Yoda. So I was really into it, those first three films. Okay. Then when I went to watch others, they didn't fit the storylines of George Lucas. And I felt they should have been true to his story, his 12 book treatment series, which I owned, like the treatments of it, the pitches. Okay. I found it, I bought it, I loved it. So these prequels were to me quite ridiculous. But if you are out there and it was the first ones you saw, you were reacting in a different mindset than I was. And all I'm saying is to be tolerant of those who love this film if you really thought Mandalorian and Grogu wasn't worth your time. Because I will tell you, to see the bright faces of these two kids smile as they chattered away about what they loved about the movie, how they held their attention, how they really just adored it. It was great. It was great. And then Mother Holly says, I'm not a Star Wars person, and neither is Blythe. And she started to say that Wesley wasn't, but Wesley says, I am. And I'm saying, Wesley is a child. Blythe is a child. They're not adults yet. And they are very, very pleased and proud in their childhood world. Holly and Ryan are very, very good at doing tactile things with these two children. Legos, and she draws with pencil and paper, and he works out things. They're not completely absorbed by the digital screen like many children I see do. Doesn't mean they don't play video games, but they are very focused on both the tactile, like when I was a kid, that was all we had, tactile, and digital. I touch digital a little bit, but I feel there's nothing better than a pencil and nothing better than writing in a book, because when I tell people that I am busy, all I have to do is hold my book up like this and go, this is my calendar. Take a look. It's busy. On a phone, it's too organized. It's too pretty. It doesn't look it may have lots of things typed in, but it doesn't have the same impact when I'm trying to visually show someone that my life is busy. It's busy with tons of stuff. Okay? Not saying that yours is not, but it's busy. I believe in paper. I believe in the telephone, and I believe in talking to people in person. But this is because in this month, June, I will be 69 years old. So I have been through a lot. I have not been raised. I've not been raised in the digital computer world. And each day it is a challenge for me. I'm not going to lie. My husband has made it very, very simple for me to switch between cameras, to show you some of my sculptures, to show you some of my art without having to think about it too much, because quite frankly, I would be a big child and not do it at all. But I need to, I want to, and I love speaking with all of you out there, but I really like meeting you all in person. It's just what I like to do better. So when I got to have breakfast with one of my favorite families and a friend I had not met yet, David Skipper, who's part of my Patreon page, I just had to, I'm on this mission to meet people face to face. I just enjoy it better. So to hear people then reach out to me when I said, I had breakfast, I was at this fan con. I had breakfast with my dear friends, the McKenzies, and their children. Blythe and Wesley said they loved Mandalorian and Grogu, and I haven't seen it yet. What do you think? And many people came up to tell me how much they love this film. So what is the bottom line I'm trying to get at here is that the basic purpose, or a strong purpose, if you allow me to say so, is movies are made to be loved by all different kinds of people, right? Not everyone is going to like the same movies. So if they tend to like a movie that has been written up as a dog, okay, or they love a movie that is like everyone loves a movie and you just don't get it. I'm speaking about myself right now. Okay, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Okay, not only was it loved by so many people, but it won the Academy Award, and I never missed the Academy Awards. But did I understand it? Did I get it? Did I even enjoy it? The answer is no. I didn't. I love seeing Jamie Lee Curtis, who I love. I love the entire cast because they supported and cared for each other. They were happy. They enjoyed shooting it. Their interviews were delightful. The cast was delightful. I wanted to love this film. I am such a big fan of the lead actress in that film, Michelle Yeoh, that I will see anything she's in. I mean, the woman could sell toilet paper and I would be an Abbott fan. She is amazing and I love her. And I've loved her ever since I saw her on Chinese television, where I couldn't understand what they were saying because they didn't bother to translate it in English, with her and Jackie Chan. So the point is, big fan of hers. I wanted to love everything that they all did because I liked all of them. But the reality of it is, it wasn't to my taste. Just to be honest with you, it just wasn't. I thought, wow, it breaks my heart that I love the ending. I think the ending was my favorite when the family kind of opens up about what's really in their hearts. I love that stuff, you know? But nah, didn't do it. I was happy when it won because I love the cast. I had watched interviews with the cast because I'm a Screen Actors Guild member, and that's what we do when we're getting ready to vote for stuff, is we learn about the cast and we learn about the work that it took to do it and so on and so forth. But it just wasn't my kind of film. Okay. So if you find that Mandalorian and Grogu is just not your kind of film, I understand if you have a channel that reviews this and an edgy, sharp review really gets you the views, likes, and followers that you need. And I understand that. That is a position, that is a niche you have found, and good for you. Some of the disses I've heard about a lot of movies from certain channels I love. I love watching them. They make me laugh and it gives me a giggle, especially if I agree. But if I don't agree, I also find it amusing. And so I'm not saying if this is your source of income and this is what you do, most of the time you're saying, what's going on with films today? I often say the same thing. I will say that I believe that Disney is really ruining our franchise, and I don't understand why. Millions of dollars going towards a movie that is just not good. And I don't even bother to see if it's my opinion because I'm not really an avid follower of Marvel stuff and DC stuff. I really like the Star Wars universe and Star Trek, the original, but you'll always hear it. Ghostbusters, the original, Star Trek, the original, and Star Wars, the original three. So that's just me, but it doesn't mean that I think everything is terrible that has followed. There's just a lot that bothers me and I don't like them, but that doesn't mean that if others like them, that we have problems. I will say about 10 years ago, I got in a terrific debate with a guy who loved the prequels and I didn't love the prequels. One of the things that the prequels that really bothered me is the Anakin fighting with Darth Maul, and Darth Maul was obviously in that movie better, but because Obi-Wan is in the sequels that were already made, he had to die. And that was just like, you don't want to think that when you're watching the prequels, but that's what I thought. So for me, those just don't have any value. But for people, it was the first movies they saw. They didn't know about the ones that were done in the 70s and 80s. They love them. And we don't want to make them feel bad, do we? Or do we? Right? So that's why I'm here. I just wanted to do a quick little howdy hey, a quick little if you love Mandalorian and Grogu, say it with vigor and don't feel sad if someone didn't like it. Know they're different and they're looking for a different thing. Will I like it? Don't know. Will I love it? Don't know. Will I hate it? Don't know. But I will go see it because of all the people who have come to me with their opinions and wanting to know mine. Later on, once I've seen it, I will come back if you want and tell you my opinion. But you might be sitting out there going, who cares, lady? And if that's the case, don't subscribe. But if you like my antics and my weird little pop ins and chit chats about that, then I am more than happy to welcome you into the fold. You'll notice that I don't have a ton of followers, but the followers I have are USDA choice people. They just get me. And if you don't get me, like I didn't get everything everywhere all at once, or whatever that movie was, it's okay. You see, it's okay because God made us all different. And viva la difference. Until next time, when I speak with you about I don't know what, I never do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. And if you're just joining me because you were curious about Mandalorian Grogu and what is this girl going to say, uh, then I'm going to tell you, what does this mean? In today's world, we've got a lot of anxiety, a lot of crazy folks out there, mainly while driving, is my experience. And if you are feeling down, depressed, a lot of anxiety, may I suggest doing something kind for someone else? This could be as simple as a phone call to someone you haven't talked to in a long time, going to visit someone you haven't visited in a long time, like the case that I did in Denver when I visited with David and the McKinseys. This brings me great joy and also could bring you the same when you go see someone you haven't spoken to in a while. If you have a couple of bucks, it might be nice to buy a coffee for that person behind you in line when you're off to a Starbucks or a coffee house of your choice. It's kind of nice just to do that little thing. Or a simple smile to someone who is behind the cash register having a bit of a day because everyone is mean or grumpy or growly. You can be that ray of sunshine that gives them a little hope that people are still cool, right? We can be part of the solution and not part of the problem. So, again, do something nice for someone else. Trust me, it'll make you feel a whole lot better. Until next time, bye for now.